Today's Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. You're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. It is our last show of the year, everybody, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Good morning, everybody. Great to be here this Wednesday morning. I got to tell you, every day that you wake up is a good day, no matter what. I ain't going to tell you that unless it's really, really, really bad. But anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and you have recovered because we have yet another holiday coming up this weekend, which is New Year's, obviously. But I don't know about all of you, but I just literally get exhausted when I have time away from work. It's like a different kind of exhaustion. Spent lots of time with family, which was awesome, but they were late nights, and so, yeah, just tired. I kind of always look forward to getting through Christmas and the Christmas weekend and the day off, and then basically just hammering into, that last week of the year and then into 2017. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to have a great year. I'm ready to make a difference in our industry, and I'll keep on plugging along. So I hope everybody had a chance to rest and recuperate. I know that I need another weekend to do that. Hopefully I can do that this weekend. We will see. And we'll just keep on trucking. Hey, just a couple of notes. Today's our prize pack giveaway show. And to become eligible to win, just remember all you have to do is go over to elevatorradioshow.com. And if you click on click on the website link, there's a subscribe button somewhere hidden in the bottom. Actually, it's not hidden. Yeah, right there. Sign up with your email address to receive news and updates whenever news happens or a show is uploaded. Actually, I'm not doing that. So if you're wondering whether or not you're not getting the show notes, I haven't been sending that out. I should do that for 2017. I know a lot of you, that's probably one of the biggest things that so many of you literally just say, hey, listen, I'm not getting the show notes. And I stopped that a while ago because it was what I was finding out was there were not that out of the huge list that we have, the number of recipients or the number of people the email was reaching was like 20%, which to me I don't think is a huge number. So I suppose that it would probably be a good idea to kind of link those back both in together, but we'll see. Anyway, so we got a $100 Visa gift card, got some Starbucks gift cards that have been donated by Kali Elevator and CodeDataPlate.com. We greatly appreciate those donations. So the prize pack gets cooler and nicer and more enjoyable pretty much every month we contribute to it. So, yeah, so cool. Just another quick note, the cameras that I offered on last week's show are gone. So thank you. Within basically 15 to 20 minutes after throwing that out there, saying I think I had 3 or 4 cameras that were free, and these are webcams, nothing that was major. Did get some takers on those. So if I have more gear that I'm not using, I'll definitely offer it up to anybody who might be interested. So I was kind of hoping that this morning would be a kind of a slower week in news, but unfortunately last week there was a fatality involving a construction work in New York, also another accident in Pittsburgh, and a couple of other accidents that really should not have happened that were definitely preventable. Actually, accidents are preventable no matter what you what you think. So we just all have to be on our toes and what we're doing to make sure that steps are taken to ensure that accidents are minimized, or the potential for accident is minimized. So, yeah, it was not good. I was kind of hoping I'd roll over in bed this morning and literally just be like, oh, I can skip the show today. Actually, I got tons of work to do, so I was kind of hoping I could get a jump on that before the show. But the articles on the program today are just too important to pass up for another week. So we'll get into that shortly. So anyway, we'll get into the news next. If you have an email, feel free to send it to us or respond on the Facebook page, like us, do all that good stuff. And we appreciate all that, you tuning into the show today. So anyway, we'll get up into the news. Get up into the news next. That sounds so wrong. Yep, that sounds terrible. But news is next.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
Okay, just as a reminder, because of the number of accidents that have occurred, and relatively, the two do not involve an elevator person, technically. It involves elevator shafts and construction workers, and I'll get into that a little bit. But just as a reminder, the 2017 Elevator Safety Summit that is hosted by NACE International, the online registration is open. They do have the agenda all set for that, and you want to make sure you put that on your calendar too. If you're concerned about safety, you want to make a difference, you want to contribute to ensuring the workplace is safe for all elevator technicians and everybody in general. It's going to be a good event to attend. So information link is in the show notes. It's actually in the body of the blog post. So click on that. Encourage you all to support it in any capacity you can. And this is going to be the Woodstock of elevator safety events. And that was a quote from Bob Shepard, Executive Director of NACE International. So excited to be supporting that. We're going to get Bob on the show in the future and to talk about that as the months progress. Okay, first news article, construction worker falls down elevator shaft in Philadelphia. This is an article that happened relatively recently. Channel 10 NBC News reporting that on Tuesday, a construction worker was rescued after nearly falling 2 stories down an elevator shaft. He's going to be okay, but still scary. It doesn't take much. I've heard of people falling out of their bathtub and dying. So he's lucky to be alive. And it's just kind of scary. So we got to make sure that we're safe out there. We are aware of openings and shafts, and they are properly blockaded off to ensure that we all go home at the end of the day. Shopper hurt after elevator drops. WSVN.com. News in Miami has an article talking about a South Florida woman who was injured with her 9-year-old daughter after allegedly the mall elevator had plummeted one full story. It was a glass elevator. I'm sure that they probably have footage of this on some type of security camera, but kind of scary. So her injuries are, let's see here, I don't know what her injuries are, but it's important to make sure that the elevators are up to code, and obviously in each state that differs depending on the requirements and the codes that have been adopted under A17.3 for existing equipment. So, but as injuries and accidents and things like this happen, what you'll see is more legislation to enact certain parts of the elevator code to prevent these kind of accidents from occurring. We saw that here in Chicago when door restrictors were huge back in the late 1990s. So after an elevator fall. So, but other parts of the code were not implemented. So it's just kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. But unfortunately, if that's what it takes to pass legislation to get elevators safer or up to compliancy, it's definitely worth it if we can prevent accidents like this from happening. Here's an interesting perspective on elevators. I was surprised at the number. Basically, it sounds like it's like Patrick Carr in this article quite often. And if you don't know Pat, he was the curator and creator of the Elevator Historical Society that closed down last summer. But he does talk, pretty candidly about some of the elevator manufacturers in the space of elevator manufacturing and where the industry is going. And it's a pretty good article. I'm just I'm a little surprised there's not more information. Other people that had been cited in the article, but good for Pat, you know. Anyway, so pretty good article. See where elevators are going, whether or not we're going to see them evolve into, I don't know, more of a experience rather than just a box. Remains to be seen, but I think it's pretty cool. You know, beyond the LCD screens and whatnot. So anyway, so read that. Link is in the show notes. Guardian had posted that article, I believe. Yeah, Guardian.com. Anyway, here's an article: 7 hurt in chain reaction escalator fall in Brooklyn. Person fell down an escalator at the Atlantic Terminal Mall in Brooklyn, causing several others to fall on a chain reaction. Kind of scary. I mean, are we gonna get to the point where we have to like put people in little, cars on escalators? But doesn't take much. And again, I'm not going to speculate on what might have caused the person to tumble, but I would be interested to see if everybody's on their phone. I would, because look at the photo. This is what I'm getting at here. Look at the photo in the image on this link here. If I can get back to it, I can't. Okay, yeah. So look at it. So they show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 7. I'm sorry, 7. So maybe it's better than I think. There's out of the 7 that are on the escalator, 1 is holding their phone, not holding the handrail. 1 is holding the handrail. 1 is not. The other is exiting the escalator, and it looks like 1, 2, maybe 3. 3 others are holding the escalator handrail. So I don't know. We shouldn't have to be. We shouldn't have to provide basic instruction to people. Maybe that's what we need to do that in terms of no texting on escalators or whatever. I mean, I don't know. That's one of those deals. Okay, Bronx building with 250 apartments down to 1 working elevator. That's never a good thing, unfortunately, and I think something's going to blare in your ears. They're lucky they have 1 elevator. How about that? Anyway, it's bad, unfortunately, and the reality and the lesson of this is make sure that when you get older, you're not living in a 250 apartment building with multiple floors. If you can move into some kind of facility that doesn't require an elevator, that's probably the best way of doing it. That's what my plan is, a tiny house. How about that? Next news article: construction worker dies in shaft fall is remembered. This is in New York. This actually occurred. Daily News, New York, reporting, talking about the construction worker who plunged down an elevator shaft Friday on the Upper East Side. Friday has died. Was remembered Saturday as a quiet, hard-working immigrant, friends said. He's actually from South African. What concerns me about this is you wonder what the qualifications were, and I don't know what his position was in the on the job site, but we talked about this on last week's program on how New York or how people were trying to get legislation passed to prevent accidents from occurring, which would require better training, licensing, et cetera, which is going to be a pretty big issue moving forward for New York, I'm pretty sure. But if you scroll down in this link, NewYorkDailyNews.com, there's a bunch of other articles that are actually posted. Worker injured after fall down elevator shaft in Brooklyn site. There were a whole bunch of other ones I thought I saw. Might be in a link further on, and obviously our thoughts go out to his family, because this happened right before Christmas. I can't imagine a worse time to lose a family member. It's just not easy at all. So, but yeah, as an immigrant, you wonder what the qualifications were for him working on a construction site, what jobs were there, how much training was provided, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure OSHA is investigating right now, but the long and short of it is whatever caused the accident, there's probably lots of factors at play. Okay, Lakeview Towers begin elevator upgrades in Plattsburgh. Injection of state grant funding means stalled elevators at Lakeview Towers may soon be a nuisance of the past, which is good. They got about $300,000 in state grant funds earlier in the month to modernize the 2 elevators and its control system. Man, it's a lot of money. I don't know if that sounds right or not, but but those who reside in the building are affected, says Hamilton. The upgrade is also necessary to ensure seniors can access other activities, including Wii and Bingo. I'm all for making sure accessibility is a priority, but I don't think we in bingos necessarily is a reason to spend $300,000 on an elevator. But life in the life safety, upgrades I think are definitely important. So, okay, terrible news in Karachi, as they report. The Dawn.com boy falls to death in elevator shaft. Apparently, it was a 12-year-old boy fell 8 stories to his death in an elevator shaft in the Sadar area on Saturday. Apparently, the incident sparked protests from the family and residents of the building, who alleged that it was the second such incident, as in the previous one. 2 people were left seriously injured due to malfunctioning of the lift. This looks as if, or they're kind of stating that he may have fallen into the elevator shaft. I'm not quite sure in another article, but still scary. And kids will be they'll be curious. I was that same kid. I probably did so many stupid things as a kid that I don't really want to repeat. But the reality is just it's terrifying. Kids are curious. They're going to do all sorts of stuff. Okay, Irish Examiner, of all places, has a really interesting article talking about self-driving cars and comparing the self-driving cars to escalators and to elevators, and how when elevators were first designed, not first designed, I shouldn't say that, but towards the turn of the century, it talks about a lift that had killed how many people? However, okay, so they did a test run in northwest Germany. Oh, no, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm giving you all sorts of false information. Where is that information? I think it was 1902 or 1900 where an elevator was ridden by 17 people rather than the 10 to 12 that it was rated for. It would have been able to hold, and it crashed and unfortunately killed some of the participants in that. So anyway, it was, not so good. But it's interesting to see elevators, escalators being compared to self-driving driverless cars. And the premise of the article is that we still need to make some improvements on that, which obviously is always the case to make them safer. But just need to see that. And I'm the one that should be quoted as saying elevators were the first driverless cars, even though they only went up and down, right? Yeah. Anyway. Next news article, ThyssenKrupp elevator, cable-free elevator gets its first test in 2017. It's coming from the constructiondive.com. It's a cool test tower. Look at this. I mean, look at the image of this. And I don't know if this is like CGI or computer-generated information or not, but as it completes its 256-meter tall research and development tower in Rottweil, Germany, early next year, elevator manufacturer ThyssenKrupp will begin testing a magnetic levitation system to move groups of elevator cars vertically and horizontally through shafts equipped with side. I don't know how it's going to go left and right, but it's still cool. I'd love to see this sometime, but ThyssenKrupp's doing a lot of cool stuff with augmented reality, et cetera, et cetera. It's nice to see that kind of technology moving forward. Okay, China's Shanghai Tower picks up 3 Guinness World Records, including the fastest elevator. So congratulations to them. If you were like me and grew up looking and reading the Guinness Book of World Records quite often, I think my grandma used to get me it, to be honest with you, and it was fun. She would get it for me. I'd read it every year, and I'd try to figure out where I might be able to get a record, whether it was hopping on a pogo stick for days at a time, or the biggest ball of bubble gum, or whatever. But I guess congratulations to Shanghai. You wonder if they'll ever change that to where we could probably create an elevator that goes 100 miles an hour. It's just going to kill whoever's in it. You know what I mean? Because it's just too fast. I guess that's kind of like be closer to like an amusement park ride, which equipment in elevators, escalators, moving walkways are not amusement park rides. Remember that. Anyway, Case City signed 3-year deal. I don't quite understand this. Anybody in Oregon that can shed some light on this? The Downtown Oregon City Association is taking over management and staffing of the city's municipal elevator. The elevator, which travels between the city's 2 levels, is considered the only vertical street in North America. What does that mean? I know it's early, and I had quite a bit of coffee, but what does that mean? The The only vertical street in North America? I don't understand. Somebody explain it to me because I don't get it. I don't get it. How can that be a street? I don't get it. Does it just mean that it's covered by, it's considered a street because it's funded by the city? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, it looks cool. It looks very Art Deco. Pretty cool. Anyway, next news article. This is kind of scary. And when you see articles like this that are posted online, Singapore, or StraitTimes.com in Singapore has a photo of a metal, my goodness, a metal, looks like a comb plate. Oh no, it looks like the side of an escalator step. And one of those soft-soled shoes going right through it. Ouch. Metal piece broke off from an escalator step and pierced the young boy's soft-soled shoes. Incident happened on December 15th. No one was injured. Looks like somebody was injured, but still scary. Yeah, don't turn your back on your kids, parents. Please. There's so much stuff out there that can definitely hurt you. And that's if they're not, paying attention or they don't know what they should be doing. So here's another article, Eyewitness News, ABC Channel 7. Oh, this is the article I posted earlier, actually. The 7 that were hurt in chain reaction escalator fall in Brooklyn, I believe. This is one of those things that I've had discussions with and who many feel extremely strongly about. If an escalator is not working, it should be barricaded for whatever reason. If it's shut down, if it is not working, the steps do not comply with building code in terms of their rise and length. And in this case, you had an escalator that was not working. Oh, that people were walking up and down, and literally, I think this is, I could be the wrong, I'll just re-click this one. No, it is it. Oh, this may not have been the same one. I swear there was another article that I read, and if this is not it, I apologize, but where people were walking up an escalator that wasn't working. And what happened was, oh yeah, here we go. According to witness, people working on the escalator, which was not moving at the time, all of a sudden, the escalator started moving, causing the first person to tumble. So it's pretty cool. I mean, crazy, not cool, crazy. So the brake didn't hold, but again, escalators when not working, as crazy as the joke is about, hey, an escalator's really never broken, it should be taken out of service and barricaded to prevent kind of things like this from happening, because once you get one of those going, it's just going to keep going and going and going just from the inertia if there's some issue with the braking system. So anyway. Okay, next news. Next Chicago Elevator Association meeting will be next Thursday, January 5th. So Maytot will be speaking and presenting. It's going to be at the clubhouse in Oak Brook. Come on out for that and kick off the new year correctly. All right. Okay. And the last news article of the show, the International Association of Elevator Consultants has launched a new website. If you're a member, if you'd like to join, they do have membership opportunities for people that aren't consultants, which is nice. But if you check that out, you might want to just verify that your listing is correct. Daniel, I think, did a great job with this. If you want to check out more, link is in the show notes. Pretty cool, kind of interactive to see how websites are working these days. So it's kind of hard to stay up on. There's the news, all that good stuff. So check that out. Also, they do have information regarding the 2017 dates for their forum, which will be in New Orleans. And what date is it? I just had it. More information. It's April, end of April sometime. So make sure you. Oh, April 25th through the 28th. So get signed up for that. So anyway, well, that's going to do it for the show, everybody. I'm going to give away our prize pack giveaway in just a minute here. I just want to pull my random number generator. Random. And my low and high numbers. If you ever need a random number generator, go to random.org. Been using it for years. Okay. 3082. We'll cross-reference that number. Okay. All right, 3082. Is that the number? 3082. Okay. On the email list. And Al. LW Al from the state of Washington, you are the winner of this month's prize pack giveaway. So congratulations. I want to thank all the great companies that have donated goodies for our prize pack giveaway, which are in the blog post. Go to elevatorradioshow.com for more information, for show links, depending on where you're picking up the show, whether it's YouTube, Blueberry, iTunes, whatever. If you enjoy it, please like it. And also check us out on Facebook. And that should do it, everybody. I hope everybody has a great New Year's. And you're safe. You enjoy your Monday off, because I think most everybody is off on Monday. You recover and you kick the new year off right. Make sure you spend a little bit of time over the weekend, if you have it, to look at how you want to change 2017 for yourself and what you're doing, and how you want to make an impact on the world while you're here. We're only here for so long, even though it's it's a short time compared to the time that the world has been in existence. At the end of the day, living will be the longest thing each of us will ever do. So make sure that your time here is spent making a difference. And that's all I got. So, all right, we'll be back next week, everybody. Be safe and have a great, happy New Year from my family to yours. And as always, thanks for tuning in today. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.